Hey, how's it going, everyone? Wanted to go over a couple things today. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, but there's lots of questions around HA and what's going on, and probably some nerves going into it. So take some time today. I'll explain what you should be doing the second that you enter the Lost Kingdom. We'll go over map positioning, what you should be doing, how to clear fog, and kind of all those good things. This is actually my other account. HA is just finishing. I think today's the last day and we get out of it. Well, until it's supposed to be over and then kind of clearing up period and going from there. I guess first things first, we're going to be this bottom left territory in a couple days. So you'll teleport in. We'll be in this bottom left territory, and then you want to do a couple things right off the bat. One of the things you want to do right away is probably enter, Lost Kingdom, Canyon, set up your team, get a couple wins in, so you're at least at the top of the list. If you try to, go after a couple days or a couple hours, you could be just flooded in thousands, and that's no fun for anyone. You're going to want to purchase the not gem supply, but the crystal supply found in the supply depot. A couple big benefits is it's going to give you 3 million crystal over the course of KBK. It's also going to allow your mine speed to go up by 50%. Super important at the very beginning, especially with no bastions. And then you're going to want to start clearing some fog. So everyone's pretty scared of clearing fog and you don't want to do it. And I can understand that you don't want to do it. A couple main things is, number one is probably when you started the game, you didn't have scout camp at level 25. Therefore, you didn't have as many scouts, or they didn't go as fast, or they didn't cover such a big area. What you're going to want to be doing is clearing off to the right. And when you clear off to the right, what that's going to do is that's where we're going to be fighting first. So if you don't want to just clear the whole map, just clear off to the right and go from there. There is a stage in Heroic Anthem, I'm just trying to find it here, where the fog actually goes. So clarity of hindsight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So around a month of being in there, it does automatically clear, give or take a couple days or even a week or so. So it does eventually clear to go from there. One of the really cool things about clearing fog is you are still going to get, back when you started, villages and things like that. And the villages are going to give you crystal. I could probably find one that I didn't find here, but I don't know how long I'll be searching for. I guess I can scroll while I talk. So not only does it give you villages, but it's also going to give you those caves that you can search out and your scouts can go and grab some crystal from. It's not a ton, but for you people that always complain about free to play gets jacked because you're free to play and that's your perspective, it does help a little bit. One key to clearing the map will be, as your alliance members randomly teleport into the zone, you're going to be able to search people near them or marches near them to be able to kind of clear some fog. Again, clear all the way right, because this is where we're going to be battling and going from there. If I scroll all the way out, bottom left is where we are going to be. Our ally fire camp is going to be to the top, and then we're water, and then we'll be fighting wind camp, which is going to be this bottom right zone here. And this is going to be the first zone that kind of opens up. So one of the very unique things about Heroic Anthem is you actually will have in your starting zone your ruins that are there. Just like Strife for the 8, there are bastions in your level, 4 zone. And then this first pass opening is going to be here. One of the main things with this pass opening that's going to be super crucial is which bastions do you actually get a hold of. So it's not necessarily about getting the March Speed Monument, which is down here. It's, can you get access to these bastions, and can you help someone not get access to this bastion? So for example, in this zone, the best bastion was, Charles Martel. And it was actually the counterattack bastion. So troops led by this commander gain 20% increased counter damage. It's probably more. I think it's 30% is the actual skill, but because my Charles on this account isn't the latest and greatest, that's probably why it reads 20%. In our shared zone, which will be safe, which will be up here, we'll have bastions too that we can collect. We're not going to grab it right away. Our goal will be to obviously have some fun, fight this bottom right camp, have some fun in this middle, and reign victorious and have some fun and go from there. I guess one of the biggest differences of HA versus Strife for the 8 is Bastion skills. So Bastion skills, are really interesting and cool and can make a really big difference. So in this KVK, for example, we've got support skills. I don't have YSG here, so unfortunately I can't get the 10% and 100% here. There was the Minamoto that gives increase to cavalry. This is the one that we already talked about. I actually haven't unlocked that, so that's kind of interesting. I never unlocked Hermans, but I don't have archers on this account, so what's the point? There was some barb. In reality, there wasn't the greatest bastions for my account. To be honest with you, there was a Theodora bastion, there was a Constantine bastion, there was Kira bastion, and a Lusitian bastion, and a Charlemagne bastion. All bastions that I don't have those commanders here, but I was able to use the Belisariuses, the Kuzunoki, Pelagius. My city wasn't rallied, so I didn't really need to use it. Joan of Arc, Herman here, Charles Martel, and Minamoto, and YSG. So what you're going to wonder is, how do I actually put these skills onto the commander to go from there? So I guess first things first, we'll probably go to the bastion I can unlock. So Herman. My elbow hurt. Here, so it's very unlockable. So you'll read from this. Yeah, I've unlocked it. So you'll read from this bastion that, let's go to this. So once you get the bastion level all the way to level 6, you can unlock the support skill. So you have to go through level 1, level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to be able to get there. And then you can lock it and use it. So for example, if I was going to send a march out, and you can save it, select my city, move a march out here. Let's say I was going to use my Attila and Takeda. Okay. You would click down here to put the support skills on. I'd obviously use the Cav one for this march, and the counterattack seems like it'd be a good one. Save here. If you do want to save the march on your right hand side, you can create the, I guess, what is it, the save slot for it, be able to go from there, march it out of your city, and now you have 6 different skills. So pretty crucial. Hopefully we get some good skills that are in benefit to our favor. And hopefully we get a lot of good ones that everyone can use, rather than just a couple of people that have Lusitian and Theodora and things like that. One of the more interesting things about Heroic Anthem is everyone has a path to Kingsland no matter what. So if this bottom left zone is going to be our starting zone, not too far, we're going to battle over Ceylon. This isn't going to impact us because you can see from our starting zone, we can get into Zarate. So from Zarate, you can get into Kingsland, and you can get into the other zone 6s through level 7 passes whenever they do open. So these are the passes that open 2 days before Kingsland opens. And it was that pass that we're at with 1786 for what seemed like far too long. So everyone's already built to go from there. There are Dark Altar fights, which are really fun and interesting, as you would have seen in KVK3. There's about 2, I think, before Kingsland opens, maybe 3. Same rules, 1 march, have some fun, have at her, and then kind of go from there. But everyone does have access to their home zone, and then you get access into the shared zone 5. They can't get into your home zone. Win or lose here, you then take the move up into your zone, I guess 6, and then Kingsland opens from here. But before Kingsland does open, the level 7 passes that you're beside your enemy do open up, and it's basically a stalemate. Or if you're like our friends that can't build everywhere, you can fort drop. Again, in this KVK, it was really interesting. There was blue and Theo bastions. Also, the Belisarius was the under 50% doing more damage once. That was interesting. Constantine. So it made for a very interesting, not interesting KVK, but interesting support skills kind of added there. And I couldn't use any of the majority of them. So it's kind of lame and boring. The crystal tech is exactly the same. You're probably wondering, hey Ray, how do you have so much crystal? I just honestly, I didn't participate on this account as much as I should have. I did do my part and I tried to be on as much as possible, but to be frank, I just wasn't. Sorry, I just wasn't too interested. I did send quite a bit of troops to die, so I did send 1.1 million troops to die and contribute. I think it was like the number 109th contributor, which is fine because I'm under 60 million. I just don't care, and not that I don't care, it's just I'll never bug these guys about having a placement in Mighty Governor or anything like that. I help in other ways. I help with some organization and some title bot stuff and some stat stuff and stuff like that. And I talk to the king quite a bit because we have questions and we share information back and forth. But again, once you enter HA, Lost Canyon, by the crystal supply, start scouting off to that right, that bottom zone. That's where we're going to be fighting for the first little bit. And then have some fun, go back to my other video of how to chain barbs. That's going to be really key there. And also let's just have some fun. We picked a hard, what we thought was the hardest fight, basically. Zeus said, well, this camp has the most power. Let's just choose to go against them. And I said, sure. And everyone else agreed. So we'll have some fun. We'll see what happens. And hopefully we get a good fight out of it. But if you do have any questions, reach out to myself and happy to answer them about Heroic Anthem and go from there. I guess if you do have some talent resets, that can be kind of crucial. I actually reset my Minamoto for this one because I wanted to make sure that I could get the skill that was on the Bastion to a certain point. So if you do have some skill resets left over, that's something that could be able to help you and have fun. The fog is not as bad as you think it's going to be. It's going to be easy. It's funny, the people that usually complain about that are the people that are on like 12 hours a day just typing, and to send scouts out seems challenging, but we should have fun. It should be a good KVK. We should be favorites to win. Let's go ahead and win pre-KVK and have some fun, and let's get after it. Have a good one.